Welcome to Stampscaping 101 Quick Scenes. This is a half-page piece of the wood-grained, it's not cardstock, it's just paper. It's placemat paper. And I find this to be a really amazing type of paper to work on, as far as the visuals go, okay? It almost makes me feel like I'm cheating in a way. I always say that, hey, do any type of technique you want in stamping. You know what I mean? It's not cheating to do something really efficiently or quickly, etc. But this one, for the amount of, I don't know, time expenditure and the amount of technique used on it, I don't know, the results, I really love the results of it. Okay, so that was the sedge filler stamped out. As you can see, I'm using a StazOn ink. I tried some different types of ink on it. This is the Tiny Rock Small, just going for a little bit of extra texture here. And this paper is a little bit sealed off because of the printing on here. You got a lot of printer's paper, ink, to print out that wood-grained look, all right? Let's go for some trees on here. I have my winter ash here. So anyways, you'll need an ink that will stamp on and adhere to this type of paper, okay? Experiment around, see what you have. I tried a VersaFine Clair, and it was a little bit dry, so VersaFine, I don't know, I gotta think the Clair would work on here, but I don't know, test it out. If you have a re-inker and see how that goes. But talk about kind of, payoff in terms of time expenditure. I think that this one, it's right up there with the foils and the holographics, and starting off with this pre-printed type of patterning or color to your pieces for, a quick end result. Things that are already, this paper's already coated with a pattern on here. So we don't have to add in a bunch of colors to this scene to make it look really complete. And I'm not someone that's unfamiliar with taking 3 days to work on a scene or something like that, or 3 sessions at least. But this is the other side of the spectrum. I'm still looking for dynamic results, even if something takes a shorter amount of time. I'm all for that. I like to have kind of a nice, kind of range of possibilities with my stamps. And I like to think that my designs can be, they have a vast range of possibilities in terms of kind of their potential in, a nice range of whatever type of expression someone feels like doing at any given time. So you want to do an 11 by 17, full color piece, multimedia, then you can do that. But you can also just do very minimal types of approaches for a very effective, end result. They're going to look different, but I don't know. These types of papers for these types of approaches are really awesome. Okay, let's add in some fences here. So that last tree I masked off there, and I stamped it lower, so maybe it's on the other side of the ridge, maybe it's just a shorter tree or something. Let's get a little bit of foreground in here as a visual lead in. Okay. This is my fences from my fences set here. And we'll go with the left and right side here in the foreground. I'm not stamping out the entire fence. I have it coming in from the off the page. I'm probably stamping about 2/3 of it or so. Like so. And the next one, I mean, you can go with the smaller one and higher up like that, so it looks like it's, you know, the fencing is starting from right here, or you can go with the same size one over here. I think I might like this little bit of a variation here. Now I look at it, I was planning on going with the other one, but I think this looks pretty good. All right, so this paper is really fun. I got so excited about it. I sent some out with some orders. That being said, if you place an order and you want to play around with some of this paper, contact me and I will include a few pieces in your order for free. Provided, I don't know when you're watching this video, could be years from now or something like that. You know, and if you're curious about it, just contact me. But you should be able to get this paper though online. But if you just want to kind of experiment around with it a little bit, let me know. Send me an email after placing an order, or I don't know, send me an email before that. Okay, so let's create our little focal point up here. This is the Lady Writer. I'd done this design recently, but I didn't use the head on there, so that our Lady Writer became more of a, I don't know, lady or male Halloween, you know, kind of a configured image. Okay, I thought I had a pretty cool quote here. Adopt the pace of nature. Her secret is patience, by Ralph Waldo Emerson. I thought that would be a cool quote for this piece. There's a lot of different ones you can put up there, and it kind of changes the spirit of the piece a little bit, depending on, you know, what word stamp you use. Don't always have to do word stamps, but when you add them in there, they can be quite significant additions to a scene. It kind of gives them context, and I don't know, it adds to the kind of the visual poetry of a piece. All right. Let's give a little bit more of a foreground here. Like my reeds large here. Hold down a little bit, you know, when you're doing this. Don't make your impressions too fast. I mean, they don't have to be too slow either, but allow some of that ink to really transfer onto this paper. Anytime you're using some kind of paper that could be a little bit sealed in a way, just allow more of that transfer of media to take place like that. All right, so that is that. You could do just straight impressions to paper. What are we at? We're at 8:39. This is a half-page scene now too, okay? We're not even at 9 minutes, okay? That makes for a pretty quick scene. Now, what I experimented around with, I just laid down a little bit of color on my scene the last time, my initial kind of tests with this paper. I'm going to add a little bit of tone on this horizon. Now, I'm using a black colored pencil here, okay? But this is not black that I'm applying. I'm applying like a, 5 or 10% gray, okay? Just to give this a little bit of a, this ridge here, a little bit of separation from the sky, okay? You can put down a little bit of shadows underneath our fence like this. And let's see here. Let's go for some shadows coming out this way. Shadows usually go in perspective a little bit. Now I don't have any kind of designated light source. Let's just say the whole back area is backlit, okay? So what you do is you have your kind of shadows coming out at a bit of an angle, like there's a vanishing point. You could choose a vanishing point and use that as, you know, your point of kind of emanating light if you choose. So I'm just doing this very lightly. It looks like this, okay? A little bit darker up here, but not too dark though. And then you just kind of do it like that. So you transition it from darker to lighter like that, okay? See that? I'll do a little bit on my fence posts here too, just to kind of reiterate lighting, or lighting through kind of the addition of shadows like that. Let's see, let's do that right here on this one too, on this tree. I'll come out from it a little bit. Have your shadow a little bit darker next to the tree. All right, now, if you want to just kind of make things a little bit more interesting, I mean, this is a really fast scene. Let's try a little bit of green down here, okay? Again, I'm not going to fill this all in here. I'm just going to give it a little green tinge. Right in here like so. Maybe this is more of a road, so I'll leave that a little bit more brown, and we'll keep the greens out kind of to the side, maybe. A little bit under the fence. All right, so see, that's just a little tinge of green. It's nothing, you know, too major. You don't really look at it and say, oh, look at that green grass right there. A little bit more of a kind of an earthy green right here. Now, I mean, there's other things we can do. We can put some little flowers or something like that on the tree. You can give it, I don't know, blossoms or something like that, but I'm just going to leave it like that. And what are we at? 12 minutes here for a half-page scene. Let me get this formatted and we'll see what it looks like. A little bit of matting and framing around it. Okay, we've got our piece formatted here. I'm going with the same formatting on a lot of my recent pieces because I have a lot of the gold foil, and I have a lot of this kind of beige, I don't know, whatever, text weight paper. Okay, I was looking at this piece and I was thinking, well, we're still well under the 15-minute mark. I'm going to put a few little flowers into my scene. Or I don't know. I mean, it could be highlights, whatever you want to call it here. But I thought it would be interesting to have a little bit of just slight tonal variation here. It kind of adds a little bit of sparkle to the scene as well. There's these little flowers called Pearly Everlasting. Now, they wouldn't be here during winter, but that's where you take your artistic liberties and just say, hey, here's some of these little sparkly highlights or flowers in your meadow during the winter time, you know, when these trees are dormant. Or I don't know, maybe it's early spring and, you know, these flowers have started before these trees have blossomed or something like that. Could be whatever. All right. Just a little textural difference here. Let's see, we're under 14 minutes and we're done with this. Now, I mean, I didn't count the time when I was matting this or something like this. So you're basically looking at about a 15-minute half-page card. That's, you know, that's a pretty good amount of time in terms of expenditure, in my opinion. Let's get a few more rocks down in this area and we'll make this more into like more of a dirt road than meadow, I think. Something like that, maybe. Or maybe the little dirt area stops, you know, where the fence starts and then it's like open range or something like that. But anyways, I love working on this type of paper. I think it's really, really fun. I really love the look of it. Now on this one here, I kept the grain going horizontal like this, okay? I used the grain that way. I think the grain would look, I think it would look good either way, okay? But that's just one of those things that you can kind of keep in mind. You know, you can have the grain going up and down like that. But this kind of looks like, you know, it's the pattern of clouds or sky in the background. But it's wood, so, you know, it kind of look, you know, you get the best of both worlds. It looks very earthy and woody, of course, but also, you know, kind of patterned, you know, in terms of weather. So even if you use something like that up in the sky, you know, I've seen clouds that look like that, and that's the way nature is. You know, that you see these kind of repeated patterns in nature a lot of times. Doesn't that look like some clouds right there? But that would look really great up there in the sky. So it's a fun thing about it. You can kind of, you know, make an assessment sometimes if you get really into it. I didn't think about it before. I just wanted, you know, my grains to be going horizontal on this one. But you can choose kind of, you know, the area of the paper that you might want to use for, you know, your intended purpose. So kind of fun. And you can really do that with this type of paper. It's really super inexpensive and, you know, the idea of it is it's disposable because it's paper disposable placemats that happens to look good in wood. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoy this channel, please hit the like button, comment below if you feel inclined, or just, I don't know, think about subscribing. Thanks so much for watching.